Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's another day with Shadow Esports. Second day of the week 2 of the qualifiers. We have a Div 2 game coming up with HotChip Overwatch versus Funky Hazard Brigade. Obviously, I am Dusty. It's been a minute since I've been here, honestly, since like last week. And the duo is back, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Nix, how are you doing?
We are so back, baby. The legendary Dusty Nix casting duo goes hard. And it's a Div 2 match, Dusty. I don't think we have ever cast a Div 2, have we?
No, because back in the day, I only played in Div 2.
Exactly. And as always, casting these higher Div teams is always so much fun.
More fun.
Yeah, you can see the high level play. I mean, lower divs are always fun as well because you can see shenanigans, but watching good Overwatch is always really fun. And like I will say, I'm very excited for this. We're coming into this playoffs. I believe Funky Hazard was seed 1 coming in, and HotChip was 4th seed, if I'm not mistaken.
I am checking right now, and Nix, you will be correct. Funky Hazard Brigade would be in 1st, and HotChip is in 4th. Yeah.
But HotChip is coming in hot, having 3 out punks in the last match, so we didn't get to see it, but that is a pretty clean victory, and they must be feeling very good about that.
Yeah. Hey, now honestly, do you know much about the comps of these two teams? Because honestly, I haven't looked at Div 2 at all this season. I'm gonna be honest with you now.
Yeah, I feel like Div 2 is a little bit last cast. Yeah, it's a little bit last cast. I don't think we have seen many games from them, but I do have insight on their comps. I know. Funky Hazard Brigade has Colossal on tank, and they love a Reinhardt, and we love a Reinhardt here. So that's gonna be very fun to watch. And coming in with the rosters, Funky Hazard Brigade, again, like I said, Colossal tank coming in, Kamakana on DPS, Clouds also on DPS, and Kuba and Pyro Maverick on the support line.
All right. And then coming in for HotChip Overwatch, you got Parrot on the tank, Bizarre and Popcorn for your DPS, and D4C and Lunar Sky on this back line here for the supports. Now, we have seen HotChip actually been cast this season. I think it was near the beginning, though. Near like week 2, week 1. It was against Monoway Spitfire.
And honestly, I don't really. What I remember most is watching through codes. I really love that we have access to those, and I do recommend everybody who is interested in these teams always coming back and rewatching the codes to see how they succeeded and what they could have improved. And yeah, like this is gonna be a very fun matchup. I'm really looking into the DPS lineup here. I'm very curious to see the cast duel because I know both teams really like running that Cassidy in most of them, the maps as well. And of course, for backline, we've seen a lot of Juno Brig. That's pretty meta right now. But we have not seen the Horse, Dusty. I know Horse is becoming very popular.
Really. Horse is the meta nowadays.
It's just... I know Parrot prefers the Diva into that. And yeah, Funky Hazard Brigade had the map pick, and they chose Ilios, and they chose Ilios as well on their last match, and they actually lost for it. They were running some interesting comps on DPS. I remember Clouds was playing a little bit of the Venture. I saw them playing Junkrat as well.
Oh, I like Junkrat.
Junkrat is a little bit oppressive when played properly, so he's going to be...
I'm telling you, he's a secret meta pick, Nix. He's a secret meta pick.
Ooh, why so? Enlighten us, Dusty.
He just has a lot of big burst damage. He's really proactive, along with, especially if he gets care. Junkrat's just like super skinny. He has like, you can see his ribcage. It's really hard to hit him. And plus, he's just in the sky in your backline, and Tyre is just such an impressive ultimate if you can't find it. But yeah, no Junkrat yet. Actually, no, the Clouds is on the Junkrat. I can't see. But yeah, for Funky Hazard Brigade, we have Kamakana onto the Cassidy, Clouds here on the Junkrat, Colossal on Ryan, Kuba on Juno, and then Pyro Maverick onto the Ana. And for HotChip here, okay, I think that comp might be trolling me. I gotta...
Popcorn, no, actually, they did run this comp as well. Popcorn has played some Pharah, but Parrot does prefer the Diva. Sometimes they also play the Ram.
Double Flyer with no mercy that's certainly interesting.
That is interesting. But we're watching the Ana Juno backline. It's very strong.
Yeah, and no, fight will be starting here. Both teams trying to get up to the high ground. And it will be Colossal dropping out of the point with Kamakana. The Cassidy here should be able to get a lot of value with just shooting down these flyers, but I don't know, because Kuba almost falls off the map. and it's going to be Funky Hazard Brigade getting control at this point, at least having the first footing on it.
Yeah, good hyper ring to get picked.
There's a lot of spam coming into this room. You have Popcorn in the back here. Finding one, finding two. Both supports down here for Funky Hazard Brigade. Popcorn to the far right, just to from up above on the lighthouse. Colossal 1 HP, can't survive his shield, trying, but it will be too late. The flying duo of Bazaar and Popcorn will get the cleanup here. Funky Hazard Brigade gets 10%, but that is all they will get here in this fight, Nix.
Yeah, it was a good rotation for fucking Hazard, but the spam damage from Popcorn was way too much, and now we're seeing the Mei swap trying to really hold down the bunker onto that point if they're gonna do their rotation again, because two flying characters, you need to focus on one as a Cassidy. You cannot shoot both at the same time.
And then you have a Diva as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be really rough for them to deal with this double menaces in the sky.
And then big nade from Lunar Sky onto the mirror in Niana there. It's going to be D4C finding Kuba as well. Both, everyone on the team here finding their trades in their own character. Kalao jumps off the map, and it's going to be Colossal just the last one to fall here. And it's going to be a quick and decisive fight there. A very good pick onto the Ana to start off for HotChip. And honestly, they're already up to 40% now.
Yeah, huge nades coming out from the Ana, from Luna there, and that's the pick, right? That's what you need to do as an Ana. You need to get those nades so your team can just go in and completely annihilate. The Diva does so much burst damage, and Echo with the sticky bombs, Farah, the spam, it's crazy. And Cassidy's trying to get a rotation here, probably to scout out this Farah, try to get a pick onto them, so they don't have as much space as they've been just able to get.
Yeah, but even then, you have to worry about the barrage. It's going to be a solo onto Colossal, the TP. The Reinhardt for Colossal, you'll be able to make it through. And now it's going to be HotChip collapsing onto this backline. Yana still low. Clouds is on the Symmetra here, trying to keep this microwave intact. And it is working for now. The Pyro falling low, gets burst down by Parrot. Now you have an Ana dupe here from Bazaar. It's going to be the dupe falling, but again, a lot of value. Parrot getting two, getting the third. And that's going to be a really big stagger here if you can't pick off Kuba. And you do. It's already 15% left, and you're just your Ryan left for Colossal, and he's going to get bursted down. Most likely here, and you're already running into the Nano, Orbit, and Bomb here next. What do you do?
You don't do anything. You just go next. He's already at 95%. You have very little ults other than Cassidy.
He doesn't make it. It's going to be a TP onto the point. Funky Hazard Brigade sells all their ults. They Nano Cloud. The Nano Tim with a lot of damage here. Kuba finds one. High noon from Kamakana. Trying to make something out of nothing here. It's going to be a Nano Diva on the point, though. Full HP. Can't do anything. It's going to be a slept Cassidy. Kuba falls on the point. The Cass going to be walking into an army of death from above. And that will be first round going to HotChip Overwatch. 100-10 win there on Lighthouse. Pretty decisively, too. Shutting down anything that Funky Hazard Brigade is trying to do with that triple flying setup. Even for quad setup if you count the Juno.
Playing Ryan into that is just miserable. Your shield is not gonna last long for the forest spam. The Diva is just gonna fly into your backline, and the nades have been devastating for Lunar. They didn't be able to follow up that so well. We're seeing a little bit of a different comp coming in for HotChip. We're getting the Mei instead, as well as the Ramatra, something they have been running, something they seem comfortable with, even though Parrot does prefer the Diva. And from Funky Hazard, we're seeing the Kamakana Widowmaker, and they have tried that before, and I'm looking to see headshots in here, Dusty. That's gonna be so exciting. This map is very good for Widowmaker, but they got to be careful with Popcorn. If two direct hits or even one is just gonna get him out of position.
On the Mei, honestly, next.
I
have seen Mei as being notoriously just two-tap other hit scan. I'm just like, wow. But yeah, no, coming in, HotChip does have this really just, I think, a little more sustained brawl comp with the Ramatra here for Parrot. No real engage yet, though. Funky Hazard Brigade will force point first once again, as in the previous round. Will charge the same result, because Kamakana will find Popcorn. The bird and the Space Lady falling down. The Widow has everyone in her sights. Parrot finds Pyro, but it's not going to be enough. Funky Hazard Brigade gets the quick first fight there with the help of Kamakana finding those first opening picks.
And that's the power of Widowmaker gaming in this map. The LOS is so nasty, Dusty. You gotta be careful. And yeah, we're seeing the swap from Popcorn already into the Cassidy, trying to go for more of a brawly comp. We're seeing the Juno coming out, Juno Brig, pretty meta backline. And Kamakana is just gonna keep them like worried to not peek that. The angles are gonna be so crazy. And if they get a pick early, it's gonna be a team fight loss almost immediately. So Funky Hazard Brigade needs to engage well, needs to hold this well, and HotChip needs to engage well with Juno Hyper Ring.
Now Pyro falling low. It's going to be the engage from Parrot. It's going to be a trade though. Pyro for Bazaar. The Ram at 1 HP here for HotChip. He's going to run out of his Nemesis form, falls down. Kamakana cannot find Popcorn. Colossal 1 HP. If he goes down, it's winnable here for the side of HotChip. But Popcorn will go down. Koopa comes back onto Lucio, wreaking havoc in the back line. And that will be 50% and counting here for Funky Ass Brigade, losing the Reinhardt, but still winning the fight in the end there, Nick.
Yeah, it was almost a win, but the Symmetra microwave is just annihilated Parrot. The Annihilator and got annihilated, and you hate to see that. Now it's gonna be another engage. They had the right idea with going the Hyper Ring, but the care was not enough to keep them up, so they lost very, very quickly, and they just had forward back ring group. With sights, they need to be careful to not get headshotted here.
Oh,
and the
jump
Shatter.
Colossal. Colossal looking solo Shatter on to Parrot. Koopa finds Bazaar in the back line as well. Kamakata finds Popcorn. It's already 2 men down here for the side of HotChip. Overwatch. You're down 2. What do you do here? You just gotta run. You only have 50%. Looking very similar to the previous round, but just it's flipped here for the teams. Popcorn has to go over the Tracer, go fast. And now you have Clouds. Wall, you have a beat, you have a window. So if even trying to walk in, it's gonna be rough. Bazaar on the Widow as well. Now trying to find a pick for someone to touch. Wall on the point for Clouds. Colossal finds Parrot. Nothing here for Popcorn. They have to recall early. D4C cannot get us rally in time, not 10% off. But Clouds punches Popcorn in the face. Orbit coming in last second from Lunar Sky. Going to sustain them for a little bit, but not enough. The Sim just too dangerous with that fully charged beam. And honestly, in a more brawl-oriented map where you can also have Kamakana play the Widow, Funky has a Brigade to seem to fare a lot better, especially with HotChip not going for the what they ran in the first round. They just went to a brawl.
Yeah, they chose to go for the Ram instead of the Diva to really... Kamakana was just free on the backline this whole time, does he?
Yeah.
And there's the power of the Widowmaker, like we were talking about. And Cloud was being able to hold so well in the front line with his tank. So, and HotChip just didn't have anywhere to go from there. Because if you look away from the Widow's going to take her head off. If you look away from the front line, the Reinhammer does a lot of damage. I think we forget about that. And the Symmetra beam is just too much for them to handle. And we're seeing the Parrot going back into the Diva, maybe expecting a little bit more hit scanning composition again. And yeah, Kamakana is going to be matching the Cassidy here, and Popcorn is back onto the far that was so devastating on round 1.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm really looking forward to the Clouds Bazaar matchup here on the Echo Duel, because you have to deal with 2 flyers in the sky. So who do you go for? Do you gotta try to go for the easier like hitbox on the far? Do you try to go for your mirror in Bazaar, try to get something done? We will have to see. But now you kind of have Colossal and No Man's Land by themselves, just trying to survive. Parrot's gonna get to dive on to
Colossal gets a pick. That's insane.
I can't get my words done. Colossal finds Lunar Sky. The Reinhardt just going into the backline, finding a huge pick. It's going to be Parrot falling into the well. Oh my! Mech breaks and you just can't escape the well of death. Gravity is the main enemy there for Parrot. Popcorn's finding Kuba. Pyro is down as well. No supports for Funky Hazard Brigade. No, HotChip does have a good chance to get a quick re-engage here next.
Yeah, you're talking about a little bit of the Echo 1v1s, and we're talking about Bazaar, who's going to focus. I feel like his main goal is going to be Sticky Bomb to Baptiste, either try to get a pick or already forcing more, so far I can just rain damage from above. It's going to be huge already. And we're seeing them breaking shields. Oh, Loon! Oh, she gets picked!
A really interesting position there for the Juno. Really just punched them out. But Bazaar finds Kuba. They do get traded out by Clouds. But it's going to be 1 support down for both teams. Pyro goes down for the side of Funky Hazard Brigade. Clouds is half. Popcorn picks them off. It's a 3v2 here on the point. Popcorn finding 1 more. And it's just the Reinhardt left on the point. And he gets booped by Popcorn.
Oh, who had that on the bingo card?
Nice cleanup. Look at your Elios well boop kill in there. And now I mean,
we love it either way.
Hey, it's more impressive to get one not on Lucio, honestly.
The Farad's awesome, especially onto the tank now. The tank no longer has that much of a reduction against knockbacks. And Bazaar is going to the Tracer now, really trying to go in for the backline. Probably gotta be careful of the magnetic grenade from Cassidy though.
Yeah, and now you do have Funky Hazard Brigade going into the like the left side of the point here, just trying to bunker down, maybe contest point a little easier there. We have to worry about Parrot with this barrage, looking for something a little sneaky. Kuba falling low, along with Pyro. That's an early lamp. That's not what you want. Window. But where is Popcorn? Where's Parrot? The barrage! Finds 1, finds 2. Popcorn does die, but I think they got enough value there. It's just going to be Kuba and Colossal left. Ryan and Lucio. Clouds does get the pick there at the end, like I did mention. Parrot lives at like 3 HP. Colossal gets out of the sky. It's going to be a shatter. Hits no one, and now Colossal's just running for his life. A bit of a risky shatter there. I don't really know what they were trying to do.
Yeah, and they're still choosing to stick onto the Reinhardt, so I'm not sure why they shattered that. They committed that ultimate. But yeah, Popcorn, great communication from HotChip, knowing that lamp was used early, and it was freeload, and they just got a massive barrage, getting everybody from fucking Hazard Brigade very low or picked off.
Yeah, now for HotChip, we only have around one more fight. Lunar pops, those rush early. It's gonna be a high noon to counter to zone them out. Almost finds the Lunar Sky there from Kamakana. The high noon, we're looking for Popcorn, cannot find anything. Good zoning, but in the meantime, the rest of HotChip goes into the backline here. Kamakana's won. The rest of the point is just chaotic here. It's all fights all around. Clouds is low, gonna get almost one clip by Bazaar. Kamakana goes down, no DPS here for the side of Funky Hazard Brigade, but they did get the cat back in the meantime. It's going to be Kuba getting away at the last minute. It's just Colossal up from the point. A little bit too much damage for the Reinhardt. Shield cracks, and then so does Ryan's armor. And he falls back to the spawn room. 20% left here. Last fight territory almost, Nyx. And you already have the Orbit Bomb and Pulse Bomb left.
Yeah, and Funky Hazard has no ultimates in the bank right now. At least they got a cap, so they managed to hold them back from reaching that 99% quicker. But the amount of the ultimates that HotChip has is going to be so hard for Funky Hazard Brigade to do anything. The Orbit is going to be devastating.
Here comes the Orbit. Everyone's stuck in the cage now here on the left side, actually more right side of well here. Lunar Sky finding Kamakana and finding another, the Kiriko hunting for heads with those kunai. And it's going to be Lunar Sky finding a third. Do we get the fourth? No. It will be Colossal falling. The overtime burns. It's just the Reaper left. And HotChip will get this map on Ilios, cleaning it up on well. A little scrappy on round 2, but they get it done. That Pharah Echo comp going over to the Tracer, very good at playing angles, making sure Colossal can't shield one place at a time, and he just got overwhelmed.
Yeah, Ryan has a horrible time playing against the composition. This Tracer's going to be harassing a back line. The Pharah is going to be doing damage from above. Ooh, the nasty shots we saw on this map.
Boom.
Yeah, Ruins is such a crazy Widow map, and Kamakana proves that they know how to play Widowmaker, and you'll love to see it. So if you're Funky Hazard Brigade, I kind of wanted to go into a map that allows that, and we're going to go into Hybrid, Dusty. What map should they pick?
I mean, if you are Funky Hazard Brigade, we can tell they love Brawl, right? And so you want to go somewhere that really just nerfs down flyers. So personally, Blizzard World, that's out first, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Eichenwald, more or less the same. Like, you can do it, but if you get to second, it's going to be really rough. So I do say Midtown, but it's either between that or Eichenwald. I'm going to say both maps, so I have to at least have a 2/3 chance to get one of these right, Nyx. How do you feel about this?
Okay, so I'm gonna go against the grain here, because if you're a Funky Hazard, you do want to run the Widow, and you can do that on. You can run hit scan on Eichenwald second, but like you mentioned, Popcorn Fire is gonna be a menace. Blizzard World is very strong for that character into the first point, but second point on the spaceship, it just becomes so devastating for Widowmakers for Forest to play against Widowmakers, and Kamakana is not a bad hit scan if he has the team. Midtown allows a little bit of more brawl too, just speed ringing, rushing. I know they like to play the Lucio as well, so that allows your Ryan to really get in position onto that. But I would say they actually are going to take Blizzard World, I believe. But I remember they chose Midtown, so it's either going to be Blizzard World or Midtown.
All right. And now they're just going to pick Eichenwald. I'm going to be like 50% right. And it's Midtown. We were right.
It's Midtown, yeah.
Okay.
Because I remember they played a lot in this comps. Actually, both teams played on this map on their respective matches last time, and they both won on this map as well. Colossal really does like playing the Rhine. Parrot is very comfortable into the Diva Ram, onto defense, probably choosing the Ramatra instead. We're gonna see, and again, Bizarre on DPS. We haven't seen much of the Cassidy yet from him, or the Popcorn Cast as well, because in Bizarre plays the May or Reaper, so they can run the May Cassidy defense. It's gonna be very devastating for Funky Hazard Brigade to push in, so they got to be careful with that. But if Funky manage to speed their tank up and just be on their faces the whole time, it's gonna be hard for HotChip to survive that.
Yeah, and I mean, that May cast, like you mentioned, is going to be a very good defense or offensive play there just for the walls and along with stun. Like, if you get stunned and walled, you're a dead man walking.
Yeah, no, if you wall the Rhine, there's not much you can do there, you know?
Like, your Rhine will just be screaming, break wall, break wall! And
it's not going to happen. It's not going to be enough.
If they do, it's the wrong pillar.
Exactly. Yeah, it's the Rhine curse, unfortunately. And running Rhine is going to be hard, but they can do it. They're very comfortable into this composition. And hey, HotChip, they are the underdogs here, and the fact that they took map 1, it's a huge thing. The mental must be high. The momentum is on their sides. But even Funky Hazard, you're not that worried, I would say, because it was still you dominated on the first, you got dominated on the first, dominated on the second, and the third one was very scrappy. So you're feeling confident you can take it back.
All right. Yeah, there you go. Next, and here are the comps. It is going to be the May, but with a little different. It's a Comic-Con on the Sojourn. I've seen a lot more Sojourn recently. I honestly don't know where all the value is coming from. Like, I don't know. But for HotChip, you will have the... It's a weird version of the meta, but it is still a Risa here for Parrot. And then it's going to be the Ana Juno once again on the Farah Tracer. Just going to be taking multiple angles and then having the Iron Wall with this Arisa, just making sure even if they get walled, spin, fortify, jab the Rhino away. It's just good.
Yeah, and Lunar with the nades is going to be devastating. If Lunar gets a hate, Popcorn can just pew, pew, and they're dead. What they're going to do about it?
It's going to be the Farah shooting one rocket, gets blocked. And now it's going to be interesting to see how HotChip plays this with their DPS. Are they just going to pressure backline once again? Or try to force them out to, like, on rotations? Because look at that field. Colossal is already gone. Parrot walking in. Wall is used. But Parrot will get the split. Four-man nade from the Lunar Sky. Colossal falling low. And now it's going to be a stagger here on the Pyro and Kamikana. Where is the Sojourn, by the way? On the point. Now you can just kind of contest this, but you don't go for the stagger. You just kill him.
I expect you're going to see the Kamikana swapping to Cassidy over here, probably, or something like that at some point.
I'd advise for a Bastion.
Honestly, yeah. The Barret's going to be able to survive so much. The horse is magnificent. And Lunar, with the nades, we talked about the nades. That was going to be their win conditions, and they execute that perfectly. The nade, Popcorn, pew, pew, damage, they're all dead. And now, Funky has a Brigade trying to take rotation for Laundry now.
And now you have to worry about this Farah spam, though, from Popcorn. And look at that, it's already dispersed with that concussion grenade. And now it's going to be Clouds on the... He just did a flip from the grenade. And then they lost their ice block early, and now Funky has Brigade down their May. It's going to be Popcorn getting the cleanup here on the far with the help of Lunar. And it's going to be Colossal last man standing, and that's already a minute 30 burn.
And it's a stagger, too.
That's a big stagger. Ryan runs away, but no, he does not.
No,
you can hear the charge fading out and the flame burning away.
And here are the swaps that I talked about. We see the Cassidy coming in. They're done with the Sojourn. It's not working. And they're only going to have the Hyper Ring to move through. And it's going to be a little bit easier for HotChip to manage to catch them out on the rotation since they only have one method. But they're going to be on the chatter. So if Colossal can get a good slam here, then it might be winnable. Yeah.
Now, big torpedoes from Pyro, getting a lot of the members there of HotChip low. Parrot getting close to the Terror Surge, though. If Lunar can build this mantle as well, it should be very good here for HotChip. But Funky Cats Brigade has to disengage a little bit. They fall a little low. Kamikana being the main person at low HP there. It's going to be the engage. Nano Terror Surge finding no one, but does spread out the rest of Funky Cats Brigade. 4D4C to find the pick on the Kamikana. You have Colossal with a Shatter here, trying to cap the point just to get a tick. Clouds and him both hit Kazar once. Enough damage to get rid of the Tracer. Orbit there from Pyro to confirm a point hold for the side Funky has Brigade. Kubo 1 HP, does not fall. You have Parrot walking in. Orbit from D4C. The counter. Blizzard on the point as well. Every ult being used. I can barely see what's going on. Parrot and Popcorn are frozen. But Orbit getting a lot of healing. That forces the Shatter from Colossal. Finds the charge onto Popcorn. And Funky has Brigade finally gets their cap and gets the remaining members of HotChip there.
They finally crack it open, does, and we're gonna get the payload rolling. Now pushing a little bit forward, and the payload kind of auto pushes a little bit further ahead. And yeah, the Kamikana swap already proving itself. They cancel to the far, and so now Popcorn is gonna go ahead and swap to that, match the Cassidy. Far is gonna be a little bit harder to play into here. The LOS are in the favor of the hit scans. And the Koopa Brig also being able to just hold the front line with the Reinhardt, getting a lot of heals out of the Inspire, the health packs keeping their DPS up, and that's, yeah, point is rolling.
From Bazaar. And now, kind of just a patient fight here, because we just have Funky House Brigade moving cart, trying to get under bridge, and HotChip really isn't pushing them too much, and it's going to be Funky House Brigade all dropping down there. Bazaar looking for a pull spawn potentially still, but 3 minutes and you're already halfway under bridge, and now HotChip finally does drop big nade on the Cloud, forces everyone back. The Tracer, looking for the pulse bomb, could be big. The pulse goes wide, does not find a target, but Cloud does get low. And Colossal loses his shield. The Orisa is going to be walking in a little bit, but going to be trying to recontest that high ground. So Funky has Brigade could not get a free high noon there with Kamakana on the CausticB. But speaking of Kamakana, they find Bazaar on the off angle. 2-tapped. Headshot. Goodbye, Tracer. And now you have HotChip being walked on here by Colossal. And now the CausticB in the backline as well for Kamakana. And you're going to have him and Kuba cleaning up house. The Rhine does fall. But I think you've got enough picks here to get Card at least moving a little bit further, especially with a rally and orbit coming up. And now you still have Popcorn in the backline here, trying to take the castle, but Kamakana finds another pick! And now Pyro finds Parrot, and that's a lost second point there for HotChip. And Bizarre almost got picked off again.
Oh, they're still contesting Luna in the payload, but unfortunately gets picked immediately. Now they're just trickling down the point, trying to take the time off, but it doesn't really matter, does he? He's gonna be a 3-minute time bank here for Funky has a Brigade.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, I think what really won Funky has a Brigade that fight there was just Kamakana on that angle in the cache. No one could contest them on the high ground, and they found Bazaar in the backline, and then with the help of Kuba, they cleaned up the other two who tried to walk into that small little corridor on second.
Yeah, Kamakana getting the pick on the Tracer is huge, and you do not want to fight a Brig in a corridor, especially when she has a Cassie right behind, throwing shots at you, and D4C and Lawrence Sky were just caught off there.
And Funky has Brigade use no ult, and now finally they do. They pop in the orbit, and just instantly burst on the Orisa. Bazaar goes down as well. Hiding in the back for Popcorn, looking for a pick, just standing there menacingly. And that's all he's really gonna do, just be cosmetic with that ultimate. Now they're just stuck in the back line here. Popcorn most likely will fall until his team gets back to him. And now Funky has Brigade, though, still has 4 ults along with that Blizzard. You have the Nano and Orbit here for HotChip. You Nano Parrot. You have the Orisa going in. They find Kuba. They find Clouds. High Noon does not find a pick. Gets C4C low, but not low enough. Colossal finds Popcorn, but it's going to be a little too late. And Parrot just trying to get the cleanup here. And that they do. Colossal at 1 HP. Kamakana. Oh, what's that? Nope, no stagger. Parrot just gets rid of him.
The Magnificent Beast does it again. You gotta love the horse. It's so powerful, so much fun, so interactive. You love to see it. You go gold.
He's like in a nap.
You press your buttons and you don't die. That is Orisa Valley in a nutshell there. I'm surprised Popcorn stay alive for that long. I'm surprised that either Kamakana or Clouds didn't decide to go for him and try to get the pick off, or even Kuba. Kuba saw them and just let them live. And they, at some point, they all decided to turn around when HotChip was already back, which just split their attention and allowed them to engage.
I don't know. But, by the way, Kamakana is on the Ash now, finding Popcorn with a little more range. Parrot in the backline, finding Kuba with that Terror Surge, blocks the charge with the Fortify, and Parrot finds 3, Kamakana finds 2, but it's not going to be enough. Good wall there on the Pyro, getting blended against the ice wall. And now, minute left, and you didn't really use anything there for Funky has Brigade, but HotChip is building ult once again. They have the Orbit, they have the Blizzard. They just got to play this a little safe, and they got to watch for Colossal's Shatter, because if you don't block that with the Javelin, you're kinda a free target. And there it is, it finds Bazaar, but it's going to be a lot of sustain. No kills there for Funky has Brigade off of that. Nothing a big Blizzard finding 2. Colossal lives at 1 HP with the help of the wall from Clouds along with their own Blizzard. Now D4C has this Orbit still for HotChip to get a good engage, but they're going to play patient here. 35 seconds left on the cart. And now HotChip getting close to another Nano here. Orbit from D4C. Pyro not close to theirs yet. Kamakana finds the pick on the Lunar Sky. They will get poked up by Parrot. It's going to be a 4v4 now. D4C 1 HP gets picked up by Parrot. The Orisa in the backline doing a lot of damage. Battle Cattle is real. Route from Kuba in the backline. Orbit as well for Pyro. You have the High Noon from Popcorn. Not going to find a pick. Zoned them out for a little bit. They have 10 seconds left. Your ults are running out. And Lunar Sky has his Nano still. You have Clouds coming back on the Reaper. D4C finds Pyro with the missiles. Parrot coming back to another Terror Surge here soon. Overtime will start to burn. Kuba goes to the point first. And Bazaar getting the Nano from Lunar just to survive. A nice TP bait there from Clouds, like to see it. Nice block from Bazaar's gonna get him to survive. Kamakana Bob does not touch the point. It gets a pick, but won't be enough. Funky has a Brigade will not cap 3rd point.
Parrot was doing so much on this last point. To be fair, it's so hard to play against Orisa there. Very tight corridors too, and she does so much damage. One javelin and you're basically dead. If you're the backline, you're Orion, you just keep getting displaced. And Parrot was just running at them. Parrot was just ignoring the right hand coming in for for Kuba and Pyro there, and the supports were getting picked, and there was nothing Funky Hazard Brigade could do about that, especially when Orbital came out for Deep 4C. Deep Orbital is such a cracked ultimate, not only allows survivability, but the damage boost is insane, and then a damage boost Orisa, you kind of don't want to deal with that, actually.
Yeah, it's basically just combining the Valkyrie healing for your entire team, and then just is basically getting 2 Mercy Valks, 1 on heals, 1 on damage, and just combining them into a small circle. That's Juno ult. And Barrett used their full advantage, bursting down the back line of Funky Hazard Brigade, like you said, ignoring the Reinhardt. But now, for Funky Hazard Brigade, Kamakana is still on the Ashe. It's not going to be really any comp switch up besides Kuba onto the Ashe. And now, how do you play this? You just try to poke them out, not let Parrot get to you?
Yeah, if you're Kamakana, you're going to play behind, trying to look for big dynamites, try to get an ult charge, try to get maybe an early pick. Because Parrot can mitigate a lot of damage, but turns out dynamite hurts still, too.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit, and if you can get a go all, if you're Cloud, you get a go all, isolate the Orisa. She's survivable. She has a high survivability, but not that much against a full team just shooting at you. 2 fire strikes immediately eaten. Oh my goodness.
Yummy, yummy. Little spicy there, but they are called HotChip Overwatch if you look at the logo. The cat is breathing fire, so maybe Parrot enjoys the fire strike.
Yeah, love to see that.
But now you have Kuba on this nice little off angle on the top, forcing probably Popcorn to get to them eventually, but it will be Parrot giving HotChip time to get this rotation through alleyway potentially here, but Kamakana finds Lunar Sky. You have Popcorn sneaking onto this Ana on the back line here.
Careful, Kuba.
Just trying to play a little bit of Metal Gear. But where's the
Kuba
exclamation
doesn't know.
point?
They don't know.
The exclamation point, where is it? There it is. But Kuba will get the nade. They will drop. Almost has a nice sleep read there. And the Ana will not drop yet, actually. Popcorn not getting the pick either, so it will just be positioning now for HotChip, getting the Kiri and Tracer position up here. Very nice from Popcorn, getting his team some space, or space, I do not remember. But now, you have the rest of HotChip walking in. Parrot trying to burn down Colossal. Colossal falling low, his shield's cracked, and so is he. D4C gets a nice pair of torpedoes there onto the back lane, finishing off Colossal. HotChip has they have a tank, so they get to walk in for free here. The wall does stop him for approximately a second. And Parrot and Popcorn clean up. And that's going to be a quick cap here, I think. Most likely Kuba falling low, Lunar Sky finding 2 there at the end. Now Colossal potentially getting staggered. The Reinhardt just trying to survive. I'm surprised there's no switches for Funky Hazard Brigade. This Orisa comp is just kind of running him down.
Yeah, if you're Colossal, you gotta swap up the Ryan.
There we go.
Yeah, no, he's taking on the Reinhardt. Popcorn going in. Already has the pulse bomb. Could be devastating to get an early pick here. If Funky Hazard Brigade is going to have to fall back, if he does get that. Jet's pulse bomb gets nobody, though.
Honestly, I was thinking about saving it for a Parrot Terror Search combo, but nonetheless, Kitsune Rush coming in from Lunar Sky. Kuba gonna get even walked on by Parrot. Has to disengage though. Terra at 1 HP, very risky, but it does save them for a second. Force out the Orb, force out the Nano. No more ults yet for Funky Hazard Brigade, but they will walk down onto Bazaar. The Cassidy falls. 4 minutes and 14 seconds left here on the clock. And now it's Kamakana just looking for more targets here after finding the first pick in that fight. And the rest of this fight kind of seems to have stalled out with HotChip just walking back to point.
Yeah, if you're Funky Hazard, you have a Blizzard here, but at least if you can get Orbital out, you can definitely win next fight. Orbital is such a strong ultimate. Pyro did commit his, so they don't have there, but they're gonna have Bob at least. Pyro just going and running back to the back line and completely ignoring what's happening in the front.
They just ignore the Rhine, and now Kuba's gonna fall because of that. Colossal won't too far up. Kamakana falls to Bazaar as well. Just a quick 3-2 split there, and it's what gets HotChip the potential fight win. Nowhere. And now, fight's still going to be going on. Parrot trying to burst down Colossal. D4C gets the pick there. It's going to be Cloud, the last one moving, and actually it's Pyro. I didn't even realize them in the back line. And now
you're just running it down.
Really? HotChip taking this high ground along with bot under bridge. And now you have ults for Funky Hazard Brigade, but what are you going to do here to dislodge HotChip from this very impressive high ground?
Funky is going back into the Brig. Ryan that worked well onto their own offense. But Parrot's just gonna run it down. It's gonna be so hard. You need to shut down the Orisa. They just being able to rotate so well with the help of Popcorn. And the one condition was getting a nade into them. Now it's gone. Pyro does get peek into D4C though.
Blizzard, Orbit on the field as well. Bazaar goes in the back line with the high noon, finds Kamakana, forces the rest of HotChip back.
Slam!
But now big slam from Colossal. Finding 2. Pulse bomb though from Popcorn and Bazaar. Gets a lot of value here, but it's going to be Clouds and Kuba on the bro. Oh my, nice icicle. The may break a little too much to sustain there. Colossal getting a big shatter there in the Mega Room. Like, they did all get forced into there, but HotChip tried to get a little too aggressive in there, not realizing it was time to hammer down.
Yeah, and also you don't want to fight their comp into the small room. Dynamite's gonna happen. Brig has flail. Ryan has hammer. It's gonna be so hard to run into, especially with the May too, the Blizzard. That was an interesting decision making for HotChip, but now they're gonna have Terra Sage, which can be big, and Kitsune coming in.
Yeah, Kelly kind of has his Bob as well, but now HotChip, they're just gonna try to move this car through. It's going to be a Bob just getting hit point blank by the Fortify. Stuck in the room now. The bunker attempt a little rough. But they will keep the cart stuck for now. It's going to be a big Terror Surge. Repair gets bursted down. Too much raw damage. And it's going to be Colossal Shield falling, but I don't think it's really going to do too much for them there. Because they're just stuck in the room. They can just hide in the corner.
And now... Funky Hazard, actually.
Yeah. Funky Hazard getting a very good bunker here, akin to the Dorado spawn hold of back in the day.
Yeah,
so like... people will be going over to the Ram and Far now.
Yeah, trying to really burn it out. Like, burst the shield. Far does so much damage. Or if they get a splash damage, the shield break is gonna be over for them. Bunker cannot. They don't have enough survivability against what they're gonna run now.
Yeah, you have the rush for HotChip here, but you also have to walk into the orbit and rally and up and coming Blizzard there, and it's going to be Pear getting walled in. He does escape, but it's too late. Pyro finds both supports for HotChip. Finds a third. The Juno getting a lot of value. The ones in the backline trying to find a pick. They get Kamakana, but that's it's gonna be a stagger, but never mind. And now Lunar Sky goes over to the Ana as well. It's gonna be HotChip only with a minute left, and now you're getting a little into the rough kind of part of the map because you're making all these switches. Now you have no ults.
And here's the Bastion we commented on. Does the really going doubling down into the bunker, but Funky Hazard Brigade did commit double support ultimates, and did they know about the fire popcorn there? If popcorn gets picked early, it's gonna be so hard for HotChip to push this.
And it's gonna be HotChip going from above. They're going from actually a little more accurately behind for this engage. Popcorn still spamming in. Wall.
Big wall.
Rest of Funky Hazard Brigade stuck in there. But big shatter from Colossal. Big slam. 15 seconds left. If you're HotChip, you gotta die now unless you find a way to survive, get a pick. I don't think it's gonna happen. Nemesis forming out from Parrot. D4C falls. The Ramantra will fall as well. Solo Blizzard. And Funky Hazard Brigade has a good chance of winning this map unless something magical happens here from Popcorn. But this far is not gonna be able to touch for long, guys. Instantly when they hit the ground. And oh my, you have Bazaar get the touch. Parrot coming on the ball. It's not gonna be enough. There's too much damage. Bastion Juno. Parrot coming back around. Doesn't almost barely misses the touch, but the ball will fall, and now it's just D4C left. The Juno cannot get the touch, and that bunker, very good communication there from Funky Hazard Brigade, being able to bunker down to that room. They say, wait, cart's right there. We can send to this doorway, and they can't stop us.
And that's where the cooking does. That's why they chose this map. They proved me wrong. We were all talking about, hey, Ryan is gonna be having a rough time, and it was looking bad, like a little bit rough on the start because it was not where they were setting up to play. They always knew where were they cooking, and that's where they were cooking. They were cooking to just hold on to the room over there with the health packs, just bunker down with the Brig. We would talk to time and time again how you do not want to fight a Brig Ryan in small corridors, and they proved why. Funky Hazard Brigade had a game plan, they executed well, and they didn't full cap, but who needs that? You just knew they were gonna hold. They just felt confident in their hold, and they proved it right. Now we're heading to Flashpoint, though.
Yeah, well, one more thing about that Midtown, Knicks. HotChip had like 5 minutes going into second there. And Funky Hazard held him in that room the entire time. Coach for Funky Hazard Brigade has to be proud there. And now, I mean, you're going into Flashpoint for HotChip. Either map you pick here is kind of cited for Funky Hazard Brigade with this brawl.
Yeah.
Like NJC, especially on that first point. Oh my.
It was nasty. I mean, Suravasa seems to be the favorite out of Flashpoint.
No one
do you
likes
want to take do you want to take them into Suravasa? You think, Dusty?
I mean, it's a little more open. You get a few more angles, but at the same time, either like I said, it's either map's kind of a toss-up. But I do think most likely maybe HotChip goes back to maybe that Diva comp. And maybe tries to play around that on Saravasa, take a lot of op angles, try to pressure down Funky Hazard Brigade and Colossal once again, and just try and poke them out. I think it might be Saravasa, mainly for the fact of no one also likes NJC. If they do, they have a specific comp from that map.
And I also think they might, like I said before in the beginning of our broadcast, Bizarre does play the main Reaper as well, and Popcorn has the Cassidy and Farah, which can be very strong against a Reinhardt depending on what they want to run. Shravasa does allow a little bit more off angles for Afari if you want to run that. If a Popcorn want to run that, it's still not ideal, but we might be seeing the Ram or Diva come in for Perry. Perry is definitely more comfortable onto the Diva pick, and is pretty strong against Reinhardt. He can eat those fire strikes from your old fast. You can just fly past his shield, going for the back lines. So it's gonna be a matter of what DPS line they're gonna run here. We're gonna be seeing this more Brawly style coming down, Brawly / dive here or whatever they're gonna run, but in what plan they're gonna have to shut down Colossal and Kuba. The front line, basically, the Brig and Ryan front line has been so good. The fights that Funky Hazard Brigade has won, it was on the back of that.
Yeah, and I guess we'll just see map 3 because we have a 5-10 minute break between map 2, and I gotta go use the bathroom. So
Yeah, and we're just discussing a little bit, like we're already but as a producer, man, Caustic, what do you as the eye on the sky? Oh, that's awful. I love that. Yeah, no, I was asking your thoughts about what Funky Hazard Brigade was doing, running, what HotChip is gonna do now to kind of counteract what Funky Hazard has brought to them. Because their Rhine comps been working, right? Because like from the beginning of the broadcast, we called it out. Colossus is going to be running the Rhine. We've seen some Lucio, we've seen the Juno, we've seen the Ana, and the Rhine Brig has been devastating. And if you're a hot chip, you don't want to take any close quarter fights into this. Which and if you're looking at that, you do prefer to take that high spam going for the sky if you're Parrot. If you're Perry going to the Diva, and if you're Bizarre going to probably more of a Cassidy and Popcorn onto the Farah. But it also didn't work on the last attempt. So do you run it back? Is it gonna work again, or what are gonna be the adaptations coming in? I mean, the nates from Lunar have been huge to help with that. Sombra here? I mean, we've seen some teams run Sombra. Mhm. Yeah, I have seen them hot chip running that. Hmm. Yeah, it's a good strategy. I think did try to run the Sombra Tracer. Yes, once at least from the previous matches, so that could work. Mhm. We have seen the Junkrat, but
Okay.
yeah, Junkrat does see. We're talking about potential comps here. I personally think we're gonna see Parrot just running the Magnificent Beast again, the horse, and just running down the backline. Because if you blow up Ryan's backline, Ryan has no survivability. And especially if you're gonna be seeing the Pharah or the May and Reaper coming in from Bazaar or Popcorn, it's gonna be so hard to keep your Ryan alive if your backline is dead.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess we'll have to figure that out because if I have the information, I think we'll be going to map 3 here soon. Is that correct, Caustic?
And it is Surabasa Dusty. We always knew that.
Yeah, not even unexpected.
Yeah, no,
Lindsay
everybody
Studwell
loves that
herself
map.
just says no. Wow. Alright. Mm, still one of our most used clips. Um, but yeah, no,
Yeah.
coming into Sarvasa here, let us see what will be going on for HotChip.
Oh,
Eh,
Classic Beep coming in for the backline for HotChip.
Yeah, and no swaps for Funky Hazard Brigade, but they will be playing the Ram again. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, that's kind of what I expected to. Either the Ram Diva or Orisa. Barrett's more comfortable with the Diva, but going very brawly with May, Cass, Brig, Juno, it works. But Cosm's to the Junkrat, yeah, we did mention the Junkrat at some point, but it was from the opposite team. No shield spam, but it's gonna be devastating if you can catch either Classy just hanging in there in the front line or Popcorn in the back.
Yeah, and no, I mean, you do have Bazaar on the May here, though. So you should be able to wall off Colossal, or maybe that's your strategy. I mean, yeah, there it is. Colossal's gonna be getting walked on along with Kuba. Kuba falling low, getting walked on by this Ramacha, too much damage. Popcorn does get low though, and they're so contested on Kuba that the rest of HotChip might just fall because of their over-aggression. And yeah, there we are. Clouds on the Junkrat, leaning up with the explosives. And yeah, you might have had a little bit of overextension there if you're HotChip.
Yeah, it didn't have the greatest engage. Your wall just got broken off so quickly by the Junkrat. Maybe that's why they chose to go for the Junkrat. So if your Ryan does get walled off, you can quickly break that. We were talking about how a lot of times that doesn't work, but it's a Junkrat. That does a lot of damage, and it worked out pretty well. So it's going to be up to rotations coming in with the Hyper Ring from Lunar Sky for HotChip to manage to engage well here.
And you have to also worry about these traps. Like, look at Cloud's little cheeky trap there on the little corner, but it doesn't matter because Classy Peep and Lunar, why were they there? I don't know.
Out of position there for
very split rotation, and now you get the point for HotChip, but you're down your Brig. Colossal gets a little low, gets walled off for a second, but Cloud's already coming up to this tire, going to be very good to zone him out, and Funky Hazard Brigade gets the cap right back. And now, oh my god, Cloud's just waiting here to Bazaar, and there it is. And now 70% and counting for this first point. Colossal walking in. It's going to be last fight here for this point, most likely. Parrot trying to build an annihilation here really quick. It's a few percent off, and they get it, but in the meantime, Cloud gets popcorn. This Junkrat getting a lot of value just with the spam damage.
Yeah,
and the high noon to finish the point.
HotChip cannot do anything because they cannot just run. And yeah, I was gonna say the Pharah, and there it is. For the next points, is Pharah can work way better, has a little bit more ways to kind of engage, kind of go in and spam. And against Junkrat, you need a parry. Does get the pick into Pyro, so it's already a good start for.
But it's a big pin. Disrupts Bear for a little bit. Doesn't get the pick, but it will get HotChip the time to get over the point and just, make sure they have control on the high ground. Because they're going to need it walking into the 4 ult save from Funky Hazard Brigade. They are coming up with 4 from themselves, along with Popcorn going back over to the Pharah. But you are going to worry about the Shatter and Tire, and definitely the Orbit.
Yeah, the Orbiters are going to probably decide which team fight is going to happen. Yeah, both Orbits are already coming out very quickly.
Both Orbits. We can see these from outer space, ladies and gentlemen. Kuba pops the rally that survived Blizzard from Bazaar to make sure Colossal falls. Cloud's just standing around in the middle of the point, just getting a lot of good value. Malix prepared, trying to win this fight, just making sure to secure this. They don't care about how many ults they're gonna pop, and they're just trying to chase down Kuba. The Brig just whipping him away, but the Ram barely misses Kuba, and they didn't get point. It didn't unlock by the time Popcorn falls, and that was every ult they had in their bank for nothing.
For nothing, that was such an oversight from Parrot. That's actually a C9 if you think about it. Maybe they thought they capped him, but he overcommitted into the pick onto the Juno and what's Juno? Yeah, it wasn't to Lunar. And unfortunately, they do not cap, and now Funky Hazard Brigade comes back, recontested, get the point. Tire coming out could be a huge first pick, and the Shatter as well in the bank.
Looking, running around the walls, looking for Parrot here, most likely. The Lunar does break the tire, and now Colossal solo Shatter on a Parrot. The Ram will not die yet. The rally to keep him alive from Classy Peep. Pyro falling 1. The Juno does survive though. Colossal, his shield breaking. Too much spam from the Pharah and May. The Ryan finally falls, but not after 70%. And now you have I got Kamakana with the high noon. Not being able to find anything good wall from Bazaar there, still being able to block off the high noon. And now it's going to be the rest of HotChip being able to get the cleanup here. And Kamakana though, still on this high ground.
He's just chilling there, nobody couldn't go to contest, and Popcorn finally gets a rocket to his face, and HotChip gets the point finally. But Funky Hazard Brigade almost uniting, just like 2 team fights out of that. They're gonna have Brig rally coming up and maybe Juno coming in soon, but they're gonna have to run into this barrage, the Annihilation, and the Orbital. And again, Orbital is gonna be devastating. Blizzard is gonna be devastating. If they can cut off Colossal, it's gonna be a quick pick. But
Parrot!
Parrot
Did he trapped? What happened? I don't know, but Pop the barrage Kuba, but it's still a 3v4, and you don't have a tank or your big damage dealer in the Pharah. Colossal's charging in, hunting for Lunar, and points going to be capped by Funky Hazard Brigade. 13% left for them to grab, and Parrot not the fastest tanker on the Ramatra.
Oh no, it's over. It's 95 already, Dusty.
Wait, you have Bazaar. Whoa, okay.
Rally coming out.
Rally from Kuba. Cloud's getting the pick on the Classy. And now, if you can stall here for player, you have the Annihilation. You have the Orbit. It's going to be a deadly combo to survive and win this fight. Orbit to counter from the side of Funky Hazard Brigade, but not be enough. Parrot's in your backline, and everyone shall suffer! And now, Colossal, last man standing. You got to stand on this point for a HotChip, but you sustained with the Ramatra, and you had the deadly combo. That was that 120 a punch with that Annihilation in orbit, and that's what won you the fight and might get you this point.
That was a certified Overwatch moment right there, Dusty. Don't you love all the colors? You can see the PC overloading. Funky Hazard is gonna come up with the Shatter and the Tire and the High Noon. It's 89, they can still get the touch, and HotChip has no ults coming in.
Yep. But Cloud's finds Bazaar, 3% left. You have Colossal on the point, and now it's going to be overtime burning. You have Kamakana with this High Noon potentially just to zone out the rest of HotChip. Classy trying to build this rally, but Parrot's on his feet trying to get as much care as they can. But it's a big Shatter, finding the Ram, and now it's going to be Classy People with the rally. Not going to be enough though. Clouds and Colossal, very deadly there. And it's going to be Kamakana getting the cleanup, and the second point here on Flashpoint going to Funky Hazard Brigade. Parrot finally going, well not finally, but going back to the Orisa and previous maps. And now you're in match point for Flashpoint. Not for the map, but kind of just 2-0, leading 2-0 for Funky Hazard Brigade. You're feeling pretty good.
And Dusty, do you see what I see? It's a Zenyatta.
Hey, what? Zen!
I love me some Zenyatta gameplay. Looking to really burst this Ryan down. This Ryan is not gonna have time with the scores, especially with Popcorn spam behind him. Oh, and if Bizarre and Classy manage to communicate a good Discord, it could be devastating for Funky Hazard. And Perry's just gonna run it down mid too.
But now Port's gonna unlock. You have control more or less here. 4 Funky Hazard Brigade. Kamakana gets picked off in the back lane by Popcorn. The 10 HP Pharah. And now Cloud's 1 HP gets carried by Pyro. And Carrot finds one with the barrage, finds 2. And Classy Peep was a sacrifice of that fight. But Popcorn! Oh my!
Unfortunate. Tactical reset.
Kills
That's for
himself
them.
with the rocket, and it's going to be Colossal last man standing the Arisa. Oh my god, he gets ripped off. He gets charged off. Colossal's still alive!
Oh, the MTD! Oh no, but it's okay. Lunar Sky does get the pick. They're still in control. They have Orbital coming up. And yeah, they just commit that.
Alright.
Okay.
4-man torpedo there from the side of Lunar Sky. Trying to get the speed ring in, but no one's really going to go in there. And now Clouds goes over to the Venture, and I feel like Clouds keep, if the second they press tab, they're just going to be like, oh no.
Oh no, this is going to be so miserable for them to play against. But yeah, Venture trying to get it to off angles. It's going to be up to Pyro to not get picked on early. But the Pharah almost getting picked is going to get denied. No.
What time is it? It's high noon! And Popcorn will fall. Cloud waiting for a pick onto Bazaar. And going to be a shatter from Colossal, getting 2. And he may die, but he does get paired to half and gets Funky Hazard Brigade the cap there for Garden. Going to 10% count here. Pair finding another help of Lunar Sky though. And Popcorn coming back from spawn. This might be enough for HotChip to be able to barely win out this fight. It's going to be Cloud's last man standing.
Oh, it's going to die.
And
oh,
no, they live. They live.
Ooh, insane care coming out from the Honda. That one shot there actually saved their life. And they do flip point.
Blank Yada is on the field, ladies and gentlemen. Watch out, Kamakana is on the soldier now for the speed. You have the orbit coming up for Funky Hazard Brigade going into the Terror Surge and Transcendence. But Classy does not have it yet. But it does not matter. The orbit does not get enough value. And it's going to be Pyro falling with the help of Parrot and Popcorn. And now Colossal falls, Popcorn getting the cleanup. And HotChip will be getting their first point cap of Flashpoint. Not going to let the series go 2-1 yet.
Not yet. The Magnificent Beast does come back. Parrot, you're going back to the tank that really worked. And yeah, we kind of were commenting this onto the breaks that, yeah, I agree that tank should have been played from the beginning with Popcorn Pharah, and exactly that's what happens. And, you know, it works out. With the surprise Zenyatta does, and I always love to see that. The burst from Colossal is just taking so much damage. If he tries to peek out of position, he can no longer beat super aggro. Cuba with the honor swap trying to get the nades onto Parrot or whoever tries coming to the back line. It's going to be important. And Orbital coming in early already from Kai, trying to get it quickly engaged.
And now it's going to be Parrot in the back line, trying to burst down the zone. Terror Surge to get the cleanup. And Kuba finally falls. Bit of a heavy invest there if you really want to think about it. Lazar getting cleaning up 3 in the back line. And Cloud finds Lunar Sky at the end, but that will be HotChip getting the first cap. Can I just mention something? Like, not about the fight? Saying Popcorn's name. I want popcorn now. I'm hungry. Popcorn's name is making me hungry.
Popcorn is great. Perfect snack. But yeah, like Lunar Sky, they only committed Terror Surge and Orbital, and Terror Surge you confirmed that pretty quickly, and you're gonna have the barrage with the Transcendence and the post bomb. One post bomb here could be devastating. He's gonna probably try to stick Kuba or Kamakana.
Transcendence? Okay.
Oh, okay, that's a bit early.
Classy was kind of out in the middle of no man's land and just wanted to use it to live. And now Popcorn helps find 3 there before getting picked out by Clouds. 50% counting here, and now the rest of Funky Hazard Brigade will be getting staggered out. The Venture falling, and then Colossal as well. And now 60%. You have a pulse bomb still, no other ult, but you can. Oh my god, nice spray. But you can risk losing this next fight and just force out Funky Hazard Brigade's ult and just kind of take a dry fight. Honestly, like obviously you can play proactive here, but dry fight wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, the Tectonic Shock could be huge coming in for Clouds, especially since they don't have Transcendence or Orbital. So he's gonna be up in the back of the fight. Post bomb guest shot does not get anybody, but Popcorn does get a pick on Kamakana.
And now, yeah, Popcorn's stuck in this room though. Kuba 1 HP gets picked up by Kuba. Actually, Bazaar picked up Kuba, and now shocked by Clouds is not finding any value. One gets catch in the meantime by Kamakana. I think no, it was Pyro. My bad. I can't name properly right now. Oh, and so HotChip just pretty clean 4th point there for Suravasa, and now HotChip, they're walking with ults, they only had to use their Pulse Bomb. And you going into this last point, you can also get a boop or two for Popcorn here, and now you go over to the Reaper for Cloud, trying to burst down the Zen or Orisa, most likely. But HotChip does get control here of the point first. So it's going to be a matter of how do you engage this? Do you go into Shatter? Do you go into Visor? What do you do here?
You're probably looking for a Shatter. Kamakana is going to be on an off angle. They cannot get picked early, and they're fighting the Tracer in the back line over there. It's a 1v1, and Kamakana pops off Visor, tries to get the Tracer, but gets picked off. Tracer
you have aimbot, you still lose that fight. Classy prep gets, Classy Peep. They get shattered, finally die. Cloud's finding 2, but it's a 3v3 on the point. Big Terra Surge! Ooh. Rally used by Kuma there to survive, but it might be a little bit of a waste. Too low, too late. I know Cloud will fall. HotChip gets another quick cap. And this Zen switch, is this what might get HotChip to win here? Because now Colossal over the Winston.
Zenyatta is always the answer in my heart. And
now you have to walk into and Colossal here. You're on the Winston, but you're gonna jump into a Risa Zen. That's a bit risky.
Yeah, and they're gonna have the orbital ray already up, so it's gonna be a better orbital. Lunar versus Spyro, because Funky Hat's Brigade has no other ults. Early orbital coming from Prior, try to be proactive into this engage.
Well, Lunar Sky will be the one to save their orbit for later, and by later I mean not this fight. They don't use it whatsoever. 52% for HotChip there on that last point, and it will be Bazaar and Lunar jumping off of the map to get that quick reset. And now you only have 3 more fights really for this rest of this map. You don't have any ults for Funky Hat's Brigade. You have the Transcendence, Orbit, Barrage. No Barrage coming up. The Popcorn switches over the Cassie to burst down this Monk, the Winston most likely.
And probably try to get a good nade into Cloud, so if he tries to engage into the backline or Classy Peep, just immediately gets picked up, just one stun and tap. Zenyatta ult is gonna be huge. Coming in, keeping
on the back line. Transcendence used by HotChip and Classy just to stay alive. It's going to be double support ults there for HotChip. They will get the quick recap. Cloud just wraithing back into the point, getting shut down instantly. The Zenyatta and the Juno getting the cleanup there. And now, going to be 60% from both teams here. Parrot coming close to this Terra Surge. Cloud's coming up to this Blossom. And Bazaar having this Pulse Bomb. Honestly, if you want to get a clean way to finish up this fight, if you can build Parrot's Terra Surge here and go, if Bazaar can stick someone and you get a 5-man Terra, that could be big.
Yeah, Parrot's definitely going to be able to build this. He's being able to farm this ultimates like it's just a put down. Kamakana gets Classy though.
Classy falls, but Pyro will as well as a trade. Cloud's falling low, getting close to this Blossom. 3% more here for the cap. Popcorn gets to pick on the Kamakana. The Reaper though finds 2 with Elba Colossal. The Winston is 1 HP. I don't know where he is, but the Blossom will not be used. Cloud is confident in his shotguns. And now, last fight coming in. You have all your ults for Funky Hat's Brigade. And now you go back to Brig for HotChip. You have the Terra Surge, you have the High Noon. But Ult Avenge is in favor for Funky Hat's Brigade here. Going to be a nail biter for Flashpoint. What's going to happen?
Oh, it's almost 90. They're gonna get touch here, contestant. Bazaar does check the post bomb, so we cannot see the big terror post combo. Popcorn is gonna have the High Noon, but they cannot get picked. Post bomb coming in, gets
stuck.
Drop the shield.
Popcorn gets the roll though, but now you're getting dove out by Colossal here on the Winston. Kamakana finds Popcorn eventually. HotChip will try to take space on the point, but Classy by themselves has to get away at the last second. Blossom solo on the Lunar Sky finds Bazaar as well. Pirate has the Terra Surge. Not gonna be able to use it until the last second. They get pursued by Clouds. The Reaper here finding a lot of picks. The beach, and it's an emoting Reaper on Flashpoint to finish out the map. And Funky Hat's Brigade having a very rough last 2 points there, but they do clean up on the 5th, and will be taking this to match point 2-1. A valiant effort from HotChip, but just not enough in the bank.
Really good adaptation coming from HotChip, but a little bit too late. If they have swapped on maybe second point into the Orisa, we were talking about how much Parrot has been able to get done onto the Orisa. Yes, their Ram was getting work done as well, don't get me wrong, but at some point you need to recognize that, hey, you gotta just play the horse sometimes. And Clouds with the Reaper swap, absolutely annihilating HotChip on the last point. Truly a nail biter, 99% to 99%. Yeah. Very close map, 3-2. And we're going to 4th here, and it's going to be Escort. I believe we're going to have a 15-minute break, if I'm not mistaken, Producer Man.
Caustic?
Oh.
We actually get to use the timer, yeah. I'm not yapping for 15 minutes, I'm sorry.
No, just put the timer in the Caustic.
Please don't. Hey, Caustic. Yeah, yes. I would just like to say, before we go into this break, I'd like to remind you something so you can look at in this 15 minutes we got. You know where you should go, ladies and gentlemen. Nix, you know?
The merch store?
Yeah, that's right, Nix! You
And the
should go to
command
the
is on the
Shadow
chat.
Merch Store!
Enjoy the
And
discounting for not internet.
buy your hoodies, buy your shirts, buy your water bottles for your favorite teams. I know there's a lot of Void Ravens fans, a lot of GD fans, a lot of who knows? We could have HotChip or
It's
Funky
me,
Ass
I'm
Brigade
the
fans.
fans.
And so you can also go to the jersey store. We have a separate store for the jerseys. We're just that cool. Rep some merch. I advise the Leviathans merch. It's very good.
Totally not biased at all, does he?
What? No. Stickers. Mugs. Go look there. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are going into map 4 of this Div 2 matchup versus, well, it's a HotChip Overwatch against the Funky Hazard Brigade. And for Escort Nix, we are going to Rialto. So what do you think the game plan is here for HotChip?
Widowmaker.
All right.
No, just kidding. HotChip. Barrett is gonna probably be playing the Diva. We saw Bizarre playing a little bit of the hit scan, but honestly, they have to be careful for Funky Hazard Brigade going to Hana's Widowmaker that we saw kind of popping off a little bit on Ilios on Ruins. The LOS are hard to deal with. Also, I'm glad they didn't take them to Gibraltar because we're kind of discussing this in the background. Because usually I don't think Gibraltar is a quote unquote Ryan map, but Funky Hazard does run right into that map, and they completely dominated when they got taken to that map as well. Or Dorado too. I think that's a good strategy for them not to pick. So Rialto was definitely the best choice here because Dorado LOS for Widow is even harder, or LOS for Hitscan is even harder to deal with. But I'm curious to see what we're going to be running here. Like, Parrot has been popping off on the Orisa. We saw them play a little bit of Diva, a little bit of the Round. Orisa has definitely been their strongest tank. But do we think they're going to run this into Rialto? See?
I don't know. I'm expecting the Diva comp here for HotChip. And then for Funky Hazard Brigade, if they switch, I'd honestly be astonished.
Yeah, they're very comfortable with this Reinhardt.
Yep,
we're watching
the Kamakana Widow. And then P4C is not going to be sticking in the Weaver, I promise you that much. But it will be the double flyer. It's what we saw on map 1 more or less here for HotChip on match point, just going back to what worked. And now the only thing you have to worry about is trying to kill Kamakana, not making sure Clouds doesn't poke at your backline, and Colossal. Just Colossal.
I mean, to be fair, Colossal's with the comp that HotChip is running, who Colossal is gonna go for? Probably on a Juno, but Juno can fly away, and probably so Lunar is gonna have to be careful here. But if they get a sleep. Oh, they're getting the post-spawn hold here. Oh, they're being shenanigans here, Dusty.
Oh, the trap doesn't get no anyone. No, it does not. And Colossal, that's going to be classified as an int.
So far it's working. It's not insane if it works.
Yeah, but at the same time, Colossal will be sitting on the cart, walking back a little bit, his shield falling low, and he does finally disengage. Kamakana still looking for any of these flyers, because they know it will be playing Duck Hunt for Kamakana here if they see.
Oh yeah, Popcorn already getting the off lane. Go try to get some rocket damage to Kamakana. They gotta be very careful here.
And now you just have Popcorn in this backline trying to poke out Colossal, getting this high ground taken. And HotChip will move through this first corner here decently easily. And now they get up to high ground, and now they're just kind of waiting to find their target, because look at this angle for Kamakana. You don't see many people play back here, but Kamakana will, and then gets a little bit further up and trying to find a target. But honestly, they are playing very well of getting out of that Widow LOS here for HotChip.
Yeah, they know that. They play around the corner as far as just not peeking that, just spamming rock damage from where they can without getting their head popped up. Bizarre with the sticky bombs. And Perry's just able to take high ground from Turo, so Kamakana doesn't have as much access to what they can do here.
Yep.
Ooh, that's the pick until Lunar
finally finds their first pick. Ana goes down. The sniper duel is won by the one shot compared to the Ana. And now you kind of just got to wait out for your Ana. Play this a little safe. Popcorn trying to get a little more token. But you're down your main source of heals. You're going to try to dive on a Kamakana here. And it's going to just be the rest of Funky Hazard Brigade kind of just sitting on guard. And honestly, no real good engage for HotChip. And you lose Popcorn to Kamakana. No. Yeah. Can we get the two? Oh. No. Oh. Wait.
Oh, no.
Oh, Kamakana. I want to run there for a second. But no, Clouds finds Bizarre. D4C falls to Pyro. And that's shooting us off the clock already. Very interesting defense here, but it's working out well. They're all so focused on Kamakana's Widow that Colossal kind of just gets to stand on the guard and really just win by doing nothing. Call him Luigi.
Yeah, and Colossal's not even, like we mentioned, they don't have much targets to go against here. They're just chilling in there to making sure that they don't get payload progress from here for HotChip. And Bizarre does have the dupe. Probably gonna see the Ryan maybe dupe here, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe even the Junkrat if you're feeling a little bit silly. Just completely try to annihilate this Reinhardt with this spin damage. Ooh, what a shot!
Kamakana!
Holy
guacamole. Juno dupe for Bizarre, and it already gets taken out. And Bizarre almost gets taken out as well, has to go back to the Mega. And will be chased down by Clouds, ready, waiting for the Echo. Popcorn goes to the Genji, Parrot goes over to the Orisa now. And now you only have a minute 10 left. And this is looking dangerous for HotChip. You can't get through.
Insane, honestly. Here, Kamakana puts them very low, and Clouds just finishes them off. Like if nobody gets Kamakana back, Clouds does, and it's working so far for now.
And now Parrot goes over to the Winston as well. Full dive comp now for HotChip. And honestly, I thought a Sombra would be a decent idea here. But Popcorn, oh no, it's a solo tire. Cloud saw the Genji out of the corner of his eye. He's like, well, time to get a kill. And now you have Lunar by themselves here on the bridge. Not going to really be forced out. And besides Colossal there, I know you have Kamakana still holding that angle. You still have just everyone here for Funky Hazard Brigade. They're up and dandy. They're fine.
Yeah, they have still orbital, so even if HotChip pops something out, they can just counter with that. And the Rhine Shatter gets at least one. It's gonna be huge. Kamakana Angle is playing super safe here, trying to not get spotted out by the Genji or Doom or Winston. They have to go so far just to try to pick him, and that way Colossal and Pyro can just walk into wherever he's slept.
Now Popcorn is hunting for this Widow, and Kamakana finally goes down. And it's going to be an orbit from both sides here. Luna's doesn't have an arrow to compensate though for a little bit extra, sustain a little bit extra damage. And now you have Parrot just tasing them all down in this small corridor with Winston. Popcorn falling low. Colossal looking for a Shatter. Luna's finds Cloud. Colossal Shatter, I think it was blocked by the bubble. Colossal goes down. There's going to be a lot of ultimate HotChip, but they finally get a fight win. And most likely here, Kuba falling a little low, hopping in the melee, and that's going to be a fight win. But you're still only halfway through. First point, you use all your ults for Funky Hazard Brigade, and you're coming up to the 3 of your ults for HotChip, so you should have a chance here. You just kind of got to play for this dupe, this Primal Rage, and make sure you don't get picked up by the Ashe and Reaper now for Funky Hazard Brigade.
Yeah, good swaps coming in from Funky Hazard now. Trying to play a little bit more. A lot more higher damage against this Winston, against this Genji, against everything. Just try to get a pick up. Not let Parrot do so much. Good nade coming in.
The charge. And now you have Cloud in the backline hunting down the Ana. And Lunar will fall early. Bizarre, 3% away from the dupe. They can't. They got it to the last second.
They got up.
It's going to be a Rhine dupe. Parrot has the Primal Rage. Popcorn looking for the blade here potentially if they can build it. Popcorn 99%. Cloud's falling low. No Wraith form to save them yet. They do get it at the end though. Popcorn trying to touch, but they're too late. And they don't even get first. HotChip, this flame might be going out dark. And now you only have to cap first for Funky Hazard Brigade to win this match.
Oh my, and great patience from Funky Hazard. That, knowing that, hey, I'm just recontest. They're not going to be able to cap this if we play properly. And Cloud just going the back line, going for the Lunar pick. And yeah, once you talked about this time and time again, if you kill your backline, your tank has a hard time surviving against a lot of damage, especially from Winston going up against a Reaper. Like, what are you gonna do about that? The shotguns do hurt. The Reaper guy does a lot of damage. And Bizarre getting the dupe was almost so clutch, but unfortunately gets taken out super quickly, and they're already super low when they got into the dupe. So coming out of the farm, they just fall very quickly. Popcorn is gonna be going into the Genji here, expecting the Kamakana Widow. That got a lot done for Funky Hazard. Just the threat of the Widow just took so much time of the bank for HotChip. And they don't want to risk that happening again.
Yeah. And by the way, Nyx, going outside of the map to talk about the match itself, I forgot to mention this is the upper bracket qualifiers. So if Funky Hazard Brigade if they get this full, like if they cap first here, they get that to their own luck to victory, they will be going into our Div2 playoffs. And HotChip will be still alive in this qualifiers, but we'll be going down to a losers bracket game against whoever is in the other game here for Div 2, which is who I don't know. But anyways, let's get into this match. Colossal going for a charge almost going up the map there. We're already taking this first high ground, trying to bunker down. And Kamakana's going over to the Widow just to bait him, like, oh, they pressed tab, that's a Sombra. Nope, Widow time.
Widowmaker time again. Try to get an off angle probably into Bridge here. Try to get a quick pick probably into Lunar. Looking for that sport. Ooh, gets a shot on the D4C. Ooh, this miss into the Lunar.
And now Bizarre's in the back line, gets half. This Widow putting a lot of pressure in. And now Clouds, just Kamakana's LOS forces Bizarre into the LOS of the Junkrat. And now Lunar's going to be getting walked on. Nice sleep. Deanna's able to get away for now. Popcorn's half. The rest of HotChip will fall. They're all so low. They can't survive. And now it's already, the card's right there, Nyx. You got to get a
right there, Dusty. They're staggering. They're staggering too. They're gonna even be able to touch. Echo might be able to touch here, but they're not gonna survive much. Genji is still in there. Popcorn 17% ult charge. Oh, does live.
They touch. Bizarre going in on the dive.
Oh, this lead dart!
Tear up the map. And now
It's over.
It's going to be Funky has a Brigade. Brigade making it to the playoffs.
Oh my goodness! What a dominant performance from fucking Hazard Brigade. Now you understand why they were seed #1 coming into the match. They proved it for their. Yeah, they're so comfortable with it. They know how to play that. The right break front line has been insane for them the whole time. Really clutching up the Midtown map for them. And here, the Kamakana Widowmaker just guaranteeing LOS. And honestly, so well planned out from Funky Hazard Brigade. They have their plan and they're comfortable in playing their plan. They don't need to match whatever HotChip is doing. HotChip had to play into them this whole time. Even on Ilios, they're still trying to make their Rhine work, and still managed to take a map out of that, and almost a second map too, even because it was so scrappy. And now it comes to a hard question here, Dusty. Who is the MVP for Funky Hazard Brigade?
Ooh, that's a rough one. I mean,
Clouds with the Junkrat absolutely dominating. We had Kamakana just putting work, Colossal on the tank, Kuba on the support line as well was insane. Oh, so many options though.
Everyone did well, honestly. I may be a tank enjoyer, a tank player, but I'm not going to give it to Colossal. Yes, he made space, but the person who you saw in the kill feed, the person who you saw getting a lot of value and just holding all those angles, I think we could give it to Kamakana.
Kamakana? Ooh,
Yeah.
I'm so stuck between Kamakana and Clouds. Clouds had so many interests switch, but Kamakana was just popping off time and time again. And yeah, I tend to agree. Kamakana DPS was goated. So I'm happy with giving them MVP. But again, shout out to Kuba on the support line. It was insane as well. Actually, you got to remember that the bunker comp. Kuba Brig was doing so much. Oh.
I'm still going to give it to Kamakana.
Kamakana? All right. Yeah, I'm willing to compromise on that. Either way, again, Kuba, shout out for you. I see you. Nobody likes support players, but I got you.
We always respect the supports.
And yeah, that's gonna be a match. Like four map nail biter for most of it, except on Rialto, which you got a dominant performance from Funky Hazard. Super exciting match, and now they are gonna go to their playoffs, and HotChip is gonna have to do a lower bracket run.
Why? Because with an extended week, Funky Hazard Brigade kind of just gets to chill for a bit.
Yeah, they're gonna have a good time. They're gonna probably just continue running their comps, maybe some scrims if they feel like they need it. And yeah, next week is gonna be intense. To see if we get any streams, or next 2 weeks actually. It's gonna be intense.
Speaking of, that was the last game of the week. Sorry for the short schedule. We just couldn't find many teams that were able to be cast at our times. But that is our second game of the weekend, and that will be the weekend of our games.
Yeah, everybody have a lovely Sunday. Thank you always for by Discord. If you have anything new here, welcome to Squad, welcome to Shadow. And for everybody who's been always supporting us, thank you so much. We love you all. We really appreciate your viewership and everything that you guys do for us.
So I'm Dusty. That was next. And this is our producer Caustic. Even though he's not talking, he is here. So thank you for watching Shadow Esports. We will see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Good night.